keeping it within the NFL. There's a sad story that happened this week on Thursday Night Football. We had the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, right? Mm-hmm. He unfortunately suffered his third concussion in his career. The kid is only 26 years old, right? So he suffered it on Thursday Night Football, and surprisingly enough, he was going down the field, and he hit, actually, it's crazy, Damar Hamlin, right, of the Buffalo Bills, who had a cardiac arrest situation, 2 years ago or whatever it was. Right. So he went into this, they called it like a fencing position or something, another like that, where his hands got into a certain condition, right? And it was really scary. He was down on the field for a few minutes, and then he actually ended up, walking off, thankfully. But it's just so sad because it just reminds you of how dangerous football is, right? A lot of people get concussions. They have this, what is it called, CTE or something like that a lot of players deal with because of concussions. If they've taken x-rays and CT scans and they've seen all of this in their brain. So it was so sad, but it's good to see that so far he's still out he's going to be out for I don't know how long until he's cleared again. But a lot of the people within the NFL community, like, Shannon Sharp and Des Bryant, the coach of the Raiders, a lot of people are coming out that's saying, listen, you're 26, you're a young dude, and this is the third time you've got a concussion. You might want to just hang it up and just retire because, at the end of the day, your health is your health, and we understand that you have a love for the game, a love for the sport, and you want to continue to do it. But it's not a good look for you to continue to do this. So everyone is coming out and, they're wishing him well and a speedy recovery. But they're also at a point, well, yeah, we want you to recover, but we don't necessarily think that you should actually come back, right? So it's very interesting that it was Damar Hamlin that happened because he's back, right? He's playing again, and, so far all is all good. But I guess my question to you is, what do you think about this whole situation? Obviously, we know it's a sad situation, and an NFL is a really dangerous sport that we all know. But do you think that he should actually come back and continue to play this sport, or should he listen to a lot of his colleagues in this sport and just retire? Like, what's your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, certainly not an easy answer, but if I'm him, I would come back, and a couple of reasons is this. So I don't want it to always be about money, but money's in it, man.
It has with you. It's all good.
Right, but here's the thing: over the offseason, he signs a 4-year agreement for $212 million. Mm-hmm. 212. Of which 167 million guaranteed. Mm-hmm. First season gets paid 43 million thereabouts. So it's still got an outstanding amount of about 127 million. So do the math.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money yes. to walk away from. Now, if medical professionals said you are in imminent danger, right? That is a fact. You're in imminent danger, meaning critical, like you could die. Then I would say, don't. But the other side of it is you might get another concussion, or maybe not. You may have CTE effects / ALS effects from it, or maybe not. And it's that maybe yes, maybe not. Right. Mm-hmm. One of the things about Tua is Tua needs to keep his ass in the pocket. I know you want to play hard, get the extra yard or whatever. You don't need that. Throw the ball away. Don't tuck it and run. No need to do that. And I know sometimes you kind of get caught in the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
You want to work or hard, but you know what? There are tons and tons and tons of quarterbacks in this league, a little less than it used to be, who are pocket passers. that don't run around, man. Be one of them dudes, right? And knock it off. Stop the running. Stop trying to get the extra yards. So I think that helps. If he steps down and says, I don't want to play anymore, he loses that $127 million. It's gone. If he's cleared but forced not to play, he gets his money. So I think, if anything, stay active, stay on the roster, because they technically can't stop him, because there is a concussion protocol. He's going to go on. It's mandatory in the league. He's got to go through the protocol, and at some point, someone's going to tell him to walk a straight line, hold his head back, and touch his nose like it's some sort of sobriety test. He's going to pass it, and they're not going to be able to keep him out. Right? Okay. If they turn around and say, "Well, we're not going to let you back in," then they're going to say, "You got to give him the money." And I don't think any organization wants to pay out $127 million for someone to just walk out the door. So I think you will see Tua again. And I just hope that, knowing what his condition is, that he plays like a person that has that condition, that has a history of that condition. Because you mentioned 3 times since he's been to pros, but he also had one while he was in college at Alabama. So there's 4 on record there that we know of. So anyway, yeah, man.
I think he should retire.
Yeah, I knew you would say that.
Yeah,
I knew your health first policy.
Oh, it's health. Health is real wealth. You're talking about this other wealth.
What are we doing? Punchline commercials?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's why I said it's real wealth. You're talking about this money. Forget that money, man. That money don't mean, you're talking about imminent. So you're talking about if you get hit. So what's your imminent danger? You mean like if he gets hit and he dies right there on the field? Yeah. Nobody wants that, right? Clearly nobody wants that. But that's not the only thing that he should be concerned about, Kay. That ain't the only thing.
No, but
you're worrying about the effects of CTE and all the other dangers by getting, you just said, it was 3 in the NFL and 1 in college, you're saying. So clearly, this is a pattern.
Right.
And you're only 26 years old.
But it's not imminent danger. But it's not imminent. Imminent is it's going to happen. It's foreseeable. There's nothing that can change the outcome of that.
The likelihood.
But that's not imminent, though.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the rub for me, because he could technically. There were tons of these players that go through their careers that do not get a concussion. So he could. Right, he could adjust how he's playing, change the way, be smarter about it, and not have another concussion. And I'm saying, based off of that, that's a lot to walk away from for something that very possibly may not happen.
And I could be the president of the United States.
That's a damn lie. You cannot.
I could be. I could run. If Trump won, I could win.
We know that's not going to happen.
But so that's my point.
Right.
So here the point is that he's had 4. He's had 4 concussions, okay? It's very likely that he will have another one. And I'm pretty sure that you know that it's very likely. And you're just saying, well, we don't know if it will happen, just because you're just thinking about the money. You're thinking about that wealth, right? Because you're thinking about the money. Oh, it's a lot of money you're losing. What about his health? What about his health? What about he has a family that depends on him, and even if he doesn't get hit and he die right on there the field, or it's not imminent, or whatever the case may be, clearly we know that he's susceptible to concussions because he's already had 4 already. And it's very likely, if he gets hit again, that there will be a 5th. And you're saying, oh, he needs to learn how to play a certain way. Bro, you can't, when you're out there on that field and you're a competitive person and you're trying to make that play, you can't think about, oh, well, let me slide here, or let me go out of bounds right here. No, you're trying to get to that 10-yard line, man. You're trying to make, you can't think about that at that certain time. So you're going to put your body in danger. This is why there are people who's out there that look at all the things that happened with a lot of people, these athletes who suffered from the CTE. Look what happened to Aaron Hernandez and a lot of other athletes. Right? It happens where they're sick. They commit violent crimes They may hurt other people because of this CTE. Like, it's just the whole thing that can just snowball into something that may not just affect you, but it can affect others because you might end up hurting others. Your family might end up losing you, and you are the sole provider and things like that. So you have to think about, not only is money wealth, but health is wealth, and also longevity is, right? If he ends up getting another concussion and he dies before he's 30 and his family loses him, well, that he's not going to make any more money anyway.
Here's what I would hope. If there's a way that he can get what's coming to him, meaning his salary, and leave the game, and be able to be around the game and contribute to the game some other way, not on the field. Because, listen, I don't think
it's about the money for him.
I don't think. Well, listen, I think when that's your. So I think there's some truth to that, right? Like, you don't get to that level without loving it, without it being a part of you. Right. He's probably been playing since Pee Wee ball, and all through school and everything. So you do that, you love that. And then you love the life of it too. Meaning, I mean, and I'm not talking about the private jets. I'm talking about the camaraderie. When players talk about when they stop playing, it's the routine, it's the camaraderie and the closeness that you have with your brothers. The day after, right? All of a sudden, when you can eat what you want, when you're not following a schedule, all of those things. They said it's a lonely experience, man. It's incredibly difficult to all of a sudden be a civilian, right? Yeah, that's tough to do. So, being in a way to remain around the game. Listen, maybe you walk into the office of the ownership and talk buyout. Right, you don't want to play. You don't have to pay me $127. Right, but what does half of that look like? So maybe you cut me a check, and this way I'm still okay. But yeah, it's tough, man. Because right now he's got no reason he's got no reason to walk away if it's about the money, because the money is guaranteed. That's the part. The whole 212 wasn't. 167 of it was guaranteed, or 64, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe
so he can walk away and he will get the 167.
No, if he walked away on his own, he would not get it. Okay. If medically, if the doctors came back and said, we can't clear you now, and we can never clear you to play, then he's good. He gets to keep it because he can't play under. It's not his fault that he can't play. Or he can play. He clears protocol, right? But they won't play him. Okay. Maybe they say, "Hey, look, for your safety, right? We're refusing to put you in." Then he can also collect. So he can play, but they won't play him. He can collect, or medically they say, "No, you can't play." And I swear, if there truly is a God, someone will whisper in that doctor's ear, save that boy from himself, and tell him you can't play. Right.
Isn't there, though, like, I heard there's only maybe 3 players in the whole league.
Put that camera on both of us?
There's like 3 players in the whole league that wear that special helmet that will help mitigate some of that concussion incidents happening in the NFL. But no other players wear them except for maybe those 3 players, which if he's, very susceptible to those kind of injuries, why not put it on?
Right.
Great question.
It is a great question, but I'll say this though: if you see that hit, that play, man, that was not that gives you an idea of how bad his condition is.
Yeah. Listen, it wasn't that catastrophic, right? It didn't. I saw it. Didn't look that bad.
It wasn't that bad at all, man.
Right.
Well, I will say though, shout out to my team, Bills Mafia. Appreciate the win. Thank you.
Dude that doesn't know
we're the only team that actually plays in New York, not the Jets or the Giants.
That is true.
The New Jersey Jets or Giants, but I digress.
Yes.
Right. But I think it's the hit wasn't that wasn't that difficult. No, it wasn't. And so I think that's an indication of maybe just how bad or how far along he is. So
right. Yeah. And I think that's very important. I just think everyone should just think about people's health, because here's the thing: if he does walk away on his own, his family's not going to be destitute, right? He's a young man. You know, he's not going to be broke. His family will not be broke. But one thing he will be very wealthy about is, well, I mean, yeah, listen, I don't know the account, but he will walk away with his health at least not getting any worse, because he will have no more concussions, and he'll be able to do other things. He could stay within the sport, maybe do other things like Tom Brady did and did some announcing or whatever, being within maybe some coaching, whatever it is, to at least still stay in the sport in some capacity and still hold on to your health and make money that way. You just have to be, and hopefully his friends and his family is really speaking in his ears, and a lot of people within the NFL community, I'm sure they're speaking with him and saying, hey, bro, listen, we played ourselves. We understand. Listen, take care of your health, man. Like, I don't like, you know, we can't just always keep thinking about money. Like, that's not the end all, or in my opinion, it shouldn't be the end all be all. I know you're looking at me with your screw face on right now because you're a money whore. I get it. I understand. But I'm just saying, you can't always be a money whore. He will be okay. Listen, do I know for a fact? No, I don't know, but I'm just assuming he will be okay. And one thing I know for a fact is he will walk away with his health. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. And that should be that all that matters to him and his family and his friends. Yeah. Because if that was your boy, if I was playing NFL, what would you tell me? You're my brother.
I would tell. Do I work for you?
No, you're my brother, and I'm in the NFL.
No. Listen. That's an easy.
Well, I don't know.
Question for me to answer. I would want to keep my brother alive and keep you in good health, right? And I'd want you to walk away like your health and everything would be first. But I would also, on the other side, anyone other than you, because I know you so well, but anyone other than, because you're a real G when you stand on that, that is an incredibly difficult decision to make. Yo, that's a lot of money. That's not a couple of million. That's not millions in the tens like you got. This is like 120 some odd $1 million, and in the next 3 years too. It's guaranteed, but it's not like he's got to wait 20 years to get it. Like, he just listen. It's a lot, and so that's a very difficult decision for anyone to make, let alone a 26-year-old, right? So you know, he's still at that age where you expect them young men to not start thinking about their mortality, right?
Right. And they don't have to if they just get out of the game at 26.
Well,
you don't need to think about
I don't think you think about it at all at that age. You're still at daredevil age, right? You're not thinking about it, right? Like at my age, your age, we think about the consequences, right? Exactly. Hey, jump on it. No, I'm not jumping down anything.
Hell no, right. I'm
going to walk down, take my time, right? Them bones don't heal the way they used to. Yeah. But it's 26, you know, I'm jumping off the ledge, right? You know, nosedives and all that other stuff. So that's got to be very difficult.
But it's an interesting point you brought up. If they do something that's would be very noble of them, I don't know if they would do that on a financial level, is even if he is cleared to play, just decide not to play him. So you're saying they could do that, and then he would still get his money. Yeah. So that would be something very noble and very big of them to do. Do you think there's ever a chance? Do you think that there's a chance that they would do something like that, or probably not because there's too much money to lose?
I don't think they would do that. So I think also too, if he's eligible to play, and I think part of the reason is if he's eligible to play and they don't play him, I think that money is still on their salary cap. So it's not like NFL has a hard salary cap. Okay. So it's not like his salary would be removed off their books. It's not like they can go and sign a bunch of other players or another player.
Right. It's still there.
So it's like, okay, we've got this big salary on our books,
and now we can't play him.
And we can't play him, and we can't sign someone else to replace. So I think that would be the
tough situation.
The challenge.
I think if Tua was Dan Marino, absolutely they're doing it because he has the fame and the history of that franchise. But as it stands now, he's brand new, really.
Right.
So,
He's just, was it third season, second season? Right.
So if they're older, they're going to be like, you're done.
Well,
You
just I think Doc's point is that if it's like Dan's a god.
Right.
Dan ain't bought his own steak dinner since the
Right,
the
yeah.
early '80s.
Right.
Dan
right.
can go into any place in Miami and like, hey,
Yeah. Well, we got you. Let's go.
To that one Super Bowl that he failed to win early in his career.
I know.
That was enough, man.
right. That's why you didn't even need to win.
Right, absolutely. So,
Oh, that's crazy. Well, listen, I wish him well. I hope. Listen, I hope he doesn't play again. That's just my personal opinion. But I want him to do the best for him and his family. And but yeah, I can't lie. I hope he doesn't. I know you want him to play again.
I want him to play again. Listen, if I were king of the world for a day, he would play again and never suffer another concussion. That would be it. He would be able to live out his dream of being a professional football player,
Right.
and without suffering the ill effects of an injury that is debilitating and could affect his health for a lifetime. So,
Well, we wish him well.
indeed.
Get better, Tua. Get better.